All right. Hi, everybody. I am so happy to have you guys here. And I should have said this to those of you that I was chatting with before, but I forgot. But if you would like to go and grab, if you have oils and rollers you need to make, we're going to make them during this class. So if you want to get supplies, you are welcome to hop up or, take me with you and listen. And get that stuff near you. If you want to learn how to make a capsule, we're going to do that. If you are one of my team members, you probably got some of these in your welcome package. But so if you have rollers, got some people hopping in here, I'm going to admit them in. But if you have stuff like rollers or capsules and you don't know how to use them, grab them for this class because I am going to walk you through it. Hello, Karen. Happy to have you guys here. Let's see. All right. So I'm so glad you guys are here because you made what I like to call the first baby step of prioritizing your wellness during the crazy month of December. December can be kind of wild, and I think it's awesome that you set aside this hour to prioritize staying healthy. I'm so happy that you are investing in yourself and doing that. So this is my commitment to you for tonight. You guys are going to come away from this class with tangible ways of how to use your oils and Young Living products and learn how to implement them into your routine in ways that are easy to do. I am a busy mama of 3. I am a nurse. I'm not practicing anymore. I have a husband who works a lot of hours. So if I can fit this into my life, any of you guys can do it too. And our goal here is in experiencing transformation in our health, right? I think most of us, when we signed up for Young Living, we had some sort of health or wellness related goal in mind or an issue we wanted to solve. And I want to equip you guys to know how to get the results you came for. So let's set up our expectations of what this class is going to be like. Because if you've listened to some of my classes in the past, this one's going to be a little bit different. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that expression that goes like, give someone a fish, they eat for a day, but teach someone how to fish and they eat for life. So my goal is to teach you how to fish tonight. Here are some things that are important, but that I'm not going to talk about in depth tonight. One of those is my personal story of how I got started with oils. Let's just say my kids used to be sick with colds all the time, and now they're not. If you want to know more about the details of that, I have a link, and I will post it in the event when we're done. But tonight, the focus is on you guys and equipping you to use what you've invested in. One of the other things we're just going to fly over is why Young Living is the best and absolutely the only company I trust when it comes to essential oils. They are the best. I have been to their farms. There's nothing like it. I have a whole separate video on that. So if you want to watch it, send me a message and I'll send it your way. We are not going to do a comprehensive list of ways to use specific oils. I'm not going to diagnose or treat any medical issues. And we're not going to go deep tonight into the science of why you want to ditch toxic products and switch to plant-based ones. Trust me, you do, but that's going to be another class for another day. My goal is not to try to cram everything I've learned in 6 years of using oils into 1 hour because that is impossible. It took me 6 years to learn it. If any of those things I mentioned are some of your burning questions, I've got videos on most of those on my social media and my YouTube, and you are more than welcome to click around there or message me if you have questions about them. Okay, but you're like, so what are we going to talk about? This is what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm going to show you, so that you can follow along if you want, 3 ways to use essential oils. We're going to talk about where and how to find oils and products to meet your specific health needs. We're going to do tips and tricks on making them part of your routine because they don't help us if we keep them in the bottle and we don't use them. And of course, we're going to talk about saving time and money while we're using Young Living because I don't know any person that doesn't want to save time and money on everything possible. So basically, I want to teach you how to cook the fish you've already caught and show you where and how to fish next time you're hungry and help you find like the best, recipe books or blogs pertaining to fish that have helped me along my health journey. Fish, obviously, meaning oils. So if you guys are ready to feel better and you care about making the most of your investment, you're in the right place. I'm totally confident that when you use Young Living products regularly, you are going to experience health transformation. So let's go. The first thing I'm going to start with is this. If you are very new and maybe you don't know what essential oils are. Essential oils are the lifeblood of plants. They are basically to plants what blood is in a human or animal body. Essential oil basically helps a plant live, grow, and heal from injury or attack, and they have those same benefits for us. So in one sense, there's like thousands or even maybe millions of different ways to use essential oils, but in another sense, there's only 3 ways, because any way you use them would fall into one of 3 umbrella terms, and that's aromatically, topically, and internally. But to make that even simpler, I like to call it in, on, and around your body. So here's a little bonus tip. You can have 2 mindsets when it comes to essential oils. You can think reactive, like you're using them to solve a problem you're already experiencing, or you can think proactive. How can I use them to nourish and equip my body to thrive and avoid as many health problems as I can in the first place? The sweet spot is combining those 2 mindsets, because no matter how much prevention for our health we use, sometimes things come up, right? So using them proactively as part of our routine and reactively when we need them for specific problems is the sweet spot. And this is also why I like to describe essential oils kind of like a toolbox for our health and wellness. If you are a homeowner, or even if you rent where you live, basically wherever you live, you probably have some sort of toolbox. Whether your toolbox is like a hammer and a screwdriver or it's a full-fledged toolbox, right? Some people just need to do maintenance. Some people are doing a complete renovation. Some people want to build something new from the ground up. But regardless, when you're building something or taking care of something, you need good tools, right? So essential oils are our health tools. Whether it's maintenance or a surprise broken faucet or a renovation, you want to have them in your life. Second bonus tip, the products that we use every day in, on, and around our body, the normal stuff we use, think like lotion, hairspray, cleaning products. Those are either going to help improve our health or they're going to work against our bodies and damage our health. None of them are neutral. They are always helping or hurting. So stay tuned for a class in January. In January or February, I'm going to do a class all about the hidden ingredients in our products and how we can know which ones are beneficial for us, the impact they have on our bodies. We're going to cover all that then. Okay, so most of you guys are here because you have already got some essential oils. So how do you use them? Let's start with the around our body, or using oils aromatically. So if you've got an oil near you, grab it. Aromatic use of oils just means inhaling them. So it can literally be this simple. I have a bottle of Peace and Calming right here. I'm going to uncap the bottle and I'm going to take a deep breath. That is one simple way. That is using oils around my body. They're not touching me, but I am using them and benefiting from them. The next thing I can do is I'm going to put a drop in my hands. I'm going to rub them together, place them over my nose, and take a couple deep breaths. That's kind of a combo of on and around my body. My favorite way to use oils aromatically is going to be with a diffuser. And I have 2 right here. This one is on the fritz, but this one is running. And I like diffusers. What diffusers do basically is they have what's called an ultrasonic plate that vibrates, and it breaks up essential oil and water molecules together and sends them into the air via mist. A lot of people ask me, does my diffuser have to be Young Living? And my answer to that is not necessarily. Now, I recommend Young Living diffusers because they are very high quality. And in the Facebook event, I have a couple posts scheduled for after this class, and one of them is a picture of a side-by-side comparison of like an Amazon diffuser and a Young Living one. And I have seen and found that the Young Living ones put out more mist and also last a lot longer than cheaper ones. I have tried other retailers, but I think the Young Living ones are really worth the investment. Now, when it comes to oils, I only trust Young Living. But when it comes to diffusers, use what you have. If you already have some other ones, use them. If you are investing in new ones, I think Young Living is the highest quality. Next thing people talk about, how much should I put in my diffuser? What should I put in it? I recommend when you're first getting started, starting with like 2 to 4 drops of essential oil. If you've used other brands, you're going to notice that Young Living is more potent, which is all about our quality. So I say start with 2 to 4 drops. You can always add more if you want it. Pay attention to the fill line on your diffuser as far as the amount of water. People ask sometimes, well, how long should I run my diffuser? Well, you can look at the labels on your bottle of oil, and a lot of them say stuff like diffuse up to 1 hour at a time, 3 times a day, or whatever. That advice is mostly based off of using essential oils in like inhalers for aromatherapy. It's a little bit different than a diffuser with water. For myself, and I think most people that I know, we fill our diffuser in the morning, run it all day, and fill it again at night. But do whatever makes you feel good. The other thing about diffusing is that people ask, do I put the oil in first or the water in first? Different people have their preference. From what I've found, it doesn't really matter. Usually I put my oils in first, but you can't do it wrong. All right, so that's using oils around your body or aromatically. Next, let's talk using oils on your body, also known as topical use of essential oils. So that can be as simple as putting that drop in our hands and rubbing it together, putting a drop on your head, running it through your hair, or really anywhere else on your body, putting a drop of Diet on your abdomen and rubbing it in. When you're using essential oils topically, a lot of the time you're probably going to want to use something called a carrier oil. And a carrier oil is different from an essential oil. Essential oils are that plant compound that's extracted, and it does not have any fat or greasy molecules in it. Like this, just pure frankincense. If you to bake. That's my favorite. The purpose of using a carrier oil is that it uses its fat molecules to carry your essential oil through the barrier of your skin into your body. It also helps keep essential oils from evaporating quickly off your skin. So another time you're going to want to use a carrier oil for sure is anything that might feel hot or cold to your skin. Think something like Thieves that has cinnamon in it, or something like peppermint that feels very cold. You'll know an oil is hot if the label says dilute 1 drop with 4 drops of olive oil on it. That's an indication that it might be hot, and you would want to dilute it when you're applying it topically. All right, here's a demo and a time saver. The most convenient way to use essential oils topically, in my opinion, is a roller. And I'm going to adjust my camera here because we are going to make one. So you can buy your own rollers, empty little bottles. This is a 10 ml bottle. I'm going to let somebody in here. You can buy these from Amazon, and one of the posts I have scheduled in the event is like the link to where I use these. You can buy these on your own. You can also use empty bottles from Young Living. This is an empty bottle of Thieves. And you can buy these little rolling tops. So this is from Young Living. I'm going to show you how to make this 2 ways. But basically, I'm going to make 2 Thieves rollers because in my house, we be using Thieves all day, every day. So first, let's do, if you order your rollers from Amazon. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to tilt this down so you're not going to see my face. So I'm going to take my avocado oil. I'm going to hold this. I'm going to fill this like halfway or so. And then when I make rollers, I typically add 10 to 20 drops of essential oil. I am the worst at counting while I talk, so don't mind me here. I'm going to count 10 more. Okay. And push it in. Now, I like to do this on a flat surface. Hold it really carefully and just pop it down. Because if you hold this and then try to push it in, I have tipped them over. I have tipped them over before, which is kind of a drag. Okay, I have a couple people coming in. Don't worry, this is being recorded so you can see the beginning later, but what I'm doing is showing how to make a roller. And I'm just made one, I'm going to make a second one. Ryan's asking, is it best to use dark colored bottles as opposed to clear? So I have heard that UV light can affect oils and can affect fatty carrier oils. This is what I usually buy because I like this brand. I haven't found it to leak. But some people use clear. I don't know that it makes a huge difference. Okay, but so we're talking about using oils in, on, and around your body. This is the on your body. We talked about the around before, which is using them aromatically in the air. We're talking topically right now, which is the on your body. So this is how you make a roller, one of those blue ones from Amazon. And then be smarter than me and label it, or you're going to be doing the sniff test later. All right, if you have empty bottles from Young Living, this is an empty Thieves bottle, you can pop this draw producer off with the cap. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to show you guys. If you can see in here, this big hole in the middle is not where your oil drips out. Air goes in that hole and oil drips out. There's a little pinhole around this rim. So when you're looking at your oil bottles, you can look at that, find the pinhole, and when you're dripping it out, if the pinhole is down, it's going to drip faster. If you want it to drip slowly, rotate that pinhole so that it's on the top. That's just another little side tip you didn't pay for. So I just pulled that off, so this is empty now. I make rollers like this all the time because then they're easily labeled. So I'm going to throw 20 or so drops of Thieves in here. Like I said, I'm not good at I'm not good at counting while I make rollers, so I'm going to guess. That's probably close. And then I'm going to top it off with this fatty carrier oil, which is avocado oil. If you missed me explaining that, go back and watch the few minutes replay. And then this is called an Aroma Glide Fitment. It's this stainless steel roller top and the cap for it, and I got these directly from Young Living. I have a post scheduled in the Facebook event that will put the link for those products up for when our class is done. All right, you guys, so it is literally that simple to make a roller. And I am telling you, it is one of the fastest, cheapest ways to get oils into your life. I have rollers all over my house and basically in every bag. All right, so that's our two out of our 3 ways to use oils. We did on, and we did around, topically and aromatically. The next thing we're going to do is talk in your body. So essential oils can benefit you when you use them in your body, meaning using them internally as a dietary supplement. This only applies to Young Living essential oils. I would never advise ingesting any other brand because of quality issues. Ingesting cheap oils could, in fact, be harmful to you, so do not do that. You might have noticed, oh, and I did not grab any. I wonder if I have one in this bag. Phew, I do. Okay, Young Living has 2 different types of labels. They've got labels that are colored and say the name, and then they've got some labels that are white, and they say the name, and then it says Vitality underneath it. This is a Digest Vitality. The white label, the Vitality line, is basically so that Young Living can stay compliant with the FDA. The FDA does not allow essential oil companies to recommend a product for use in, on, and around your body. It does not allow them to recommend all 3 uses on the same product. So to stay compliant, we have our regular color, and that is recommended for topical or aromatic. And then we have our white label, our Vitality line, which is recommended for internal. People ask me all the time, what's the difference of the oil? Nothing. The oil inside is exactly the same. The only difference is the sticker on the label. So if you have Vitality oils, you can put them in the diffuser. If I have this regular frankincense, I can totally put this regular frankincense in my tea or in a capsule in my mouth. The only difference is the sticker, and I am not hung up on that. But like I said, the reason we have that distinction when we're talking about using oils in our body internally is to comply with FDA regulations. That protects our company. Do your own research to determine which oils will benefit your specific needs. I'm going to show you how to find some of that information out soon. But when people say which oils are safe to ingest, I say if Young Living makes it in the Vitality label, I'm comfortable ingesting it. One of the things I have scheduled in that Facebook event is a post that will send you to a link that says which oils you can ingest. It's a blog post directly from Young Living. But basically, if they make it in Vitality, I'm comfortable ingesting it. One of the ways I get oils in my body often is through drinking thieves tea, which is a tablespoon of honey, 2 drops of thieves, 2 drops of lemon, fill my mug up with warm water, mix it together, and drink it. You're going to catch me doing this all the time in the winter because it is the best thing I have ever found to help with a scratchy throat. My kids do that too. A couple other ways I get oils in my body. My Ningxia Red, which is a wellness superfood drink that I drink every day, that's got some oils infused in it. And I also take some Young Living supplements, and many of our supplements have essential oils in them. One of my favorites is Inner Defense, which I lovingly call Inner Defense the cold crusher. But I'm going to demo how you guys can use essential oils internally. So one of them, like I said, is thieves tea, and I have the recipe of that. It's going to post in the event. Another thing you can do is make a capsule. You can get these capsules at basically any health food store. You can also get them directly from Young Living. They look just like this. They come with 2 pieces. You can pull them apart. And I'm going to make a capsule of frankincense and copaiba, and I'm currently being naughty because I am demoing these not with the white labels, but like I said, the oil inside is exactly the same. When you make it, pro tip, when you're making a capsule, open your oil bottle first, because when you're holding this, and if you decide to add a little carrier oil, which I usually do, this is avocado oil, which like I said, I bake with, so it's completely edible. I'm going to squirt a little bit of this in here, and then I'm going to put my oils in here. Copaiba is amazing for inflammation. Frankincense is amazing for all of the cells in your body, and these 2 together are great to combat stress and anxiety. So I put a couple drops in each. Can you guys see this? And then I'm just taking this other end and I put it right in there, squeeze it together, and I'm going to swallow it. I'm going to use my thieves tea. So making a capsule is super simple. That is something I do all the time in the spring for allergy season. I do it when I need some support with stress and anxiety, like I just did today. It's something I do for digestive support. Digest Vitality in a capsule makes a world of difference. If you are having any digestive challenges, it's awesome. Okay, let's see. I think that's it for in the body. So that's our hands-on practical part of how to use our oils. We talked how to use them around, on, and in our body. So we're going to go next to how do we know which oils to use for what needs. And the first thing you guys need to know is there is no perfect way to use oils. Every time we use them, we are practicing, we are getting better, we are learning more. And this is the thing to remember. Don't wait till you feel like you know everything to open your oil bottles or to use them, because our products are not going to give us results in the bottle or on the shelf. We're only going to experience that health transformation we came for when we're using them. So start where you are with what you have, with what you know today. So we're going to talk about convenient ways to learn which ones to use and when. And the first thing I'm going to show you guys is the search feature on Facebook. This is a huge time saver, and it's so helpful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our team's group, is the Superstar Oiler Collective, and it looks just like this. And if you guys search this, if you click on this little magnifying glass that's right up here, you can search. I need to learn how to like fancy share screen. I'm not there yet. But you can search literally anything in there. I'm like, okay, what do I have? I have someone's name. I have glow serum because I was looking up a facial glow serum recipe. I have enroll too because I was trying to find Kelly's post where she was giving some things away when you share your referral link from 2 people. You can use the search feature in any oily Facebook group you're in. Whether you want to look up pets, lots of people get oils and they're like, oh my gosh, can I use oils around my cats? Yes, you can use Young Living oils around your cats, and we've talked about it a bunch of times. Or if you want to know what to use with your kids, or you want to know something about thieves cleaner, or what to use for a cough, just like you would on Google, put one of those search terms in. If you are on a computer, that little magnifying glass is going to be on the right once you're in a Facebook group. So search first, and then if you still can't find what you need, write a post and ask. We've got like 6,000 people in this group, and we are happy to help you. Here is the next phone handy tip that I love, and it is this app. I'm going to go to the beginning of it. This Reference Guide for Essential Oils app, and I have a post that will share the link to how you can download this app in the event afterwards. There are multiple different essential oil reference guide apps, but this one is for sure my favorite. You can look things up in here. You can look by oil. I believe this is individual oils, this is blends, and this is guide. So you can do something like this. Let's see. Or you can also even use, it's got a little search on the back, on the top, a magnifying glass. So I could type in the word nausea in the top. Let's say I have a stomach bug or I'm anxious. And if I type in nausea, this is what's going to come up. And you can see there are some things that are green. There are things that are blue. And if you forget this, just look at this little question mark. This little question mark is like the legend or the code. It shows you what all that stuff means. There's an A next to some things. The A means aromatic. The T means topical. The I means internal. And then the green is like their first recommendations, and the blue is secondary recommendations. But like I said, it's not a big deal if you forget that. Just click that little question mark. But the point of what I'm showing is you can look freaking anything up on here. You can look anything from anxiety to athlete's foot to treating a wart on this app. It is so helpful. You can also look things up by a specific oil. So maybe there's something that's a gift with purchase. You got it. You're like, how do I use this? You can go to the, oils or blends and look it up by name, right? Like if I'm like purification, what do I do with that? I can click on purification and it tells me all these different things about it. There's a drop down of what essential oils are in the blend, some of the body systems it helps, how to apply it. It is so, so, so helpful. This app is, I think, $6.99 and massively worth every penny. Another free option that you can use. Yes, okay, Stacy hopped off and back. She said, what's the app you want? It is a reference guide for essential oils, and in the Facebook event after our class is done, I have a post scheduled to take you to the link of it so you can download it. It'll be right there. If you can't find it for some reason, text me later. Another resource that you can use is this website called oil-testimonials.com. And you have to make an account, but it's a free account. So you just make a free account, and you can basically, these different ways I was showing you how to use search terms, you can search that website and find all kinds of testimonials of anything under the sun, health or oil related. You can look up stuff by an oil. You can look stuff up by an issue. But those are some of the biggest ways and most helpful that I have found of how to use oils to meet my specific needs. I am also, if you're one of my customers, I'm working on this info in an email format, and I will be getting it to you soon. All right, so are you guys ready for next? We're going to do tips and tricks on how to make our oils conveniently fit into our life. Because whenever we're trying something new, I've been learning this lately in my coaching program, our brain is primitive. Our brain is trying to keep us alive and not dead. And sometimes when we're trying new things, our brain gets scared and it goes, alert, alert, don't die. New means scary and dead. So sometimes we have to make things as easy and simple and baby step for us as possible. And so I am here to help you guys do that with oils so that you can get the benefits from them. First tip, store your stuff where you can see it. I do have this rainbow shelf up here because it's pretty, but I also have it here because this is the space in my house that I spend the most time in every day, and it reminds me to use it. Out of sight, out of mind is real, you guys. That is how I failed to renew our license plate, because the thing came in the mail and I stuffed it in a pile of paperwork and I totally forgot. Don't be like me. Set up your oils and supplements where you want to use them. This is also why I have, for example, we drink Ningxia Red every day. And when we were starting to do that, so I would keep our shot glasses on the counter right near where I keep my keys, so I would see it every day. This 3 kiddo season is rocking my world and is a little crazy right now, trying to get 3 kids out of the house to school in the morning. I drive my girls to school. So something I've been doing lately is I've been ordering Ningxia Red in packets. I am literally just keeping like 3 at a time in my car so that if I forget and I'm on the way somewhere and I'm like, oh crap, I didn't take my Ningxia, I can solve that problem right away. So store your diffuser, store your oils. Don't put it under a sink and think, oh, I'm going to pull this out when I need it. No, keep it out somewhere. Give it a home where you're going to walk by it all the time and remember to use it. Okay, next. You can incorporate a new habit by tying it into an existing habit. So like there's a lot of research on habit forming, and they say like if you link a new thing with something you already do all the time, that helps you remember to incorporate that new thing. So an example of that is like I have a supplement, it's a roll-on that I use at night before bed. So I keep that next to my contact lens case because every night before bed I'm taking my contacts out. And then there's another supplement that I take on an empty stomach in the morning. So I store that right next to my toothbrush. So when I get up and I brush my teeth in the morning, then I also take that supplement. So if you can incorporate something with an existing habit, like maybe you drink coffee every morning. So maybe you're going to put your Thieves roll-on that you just made next to your coffee pot. Or maybe you're going to store your Ningxia glass next to your wallet or put packets in your car. Things like that help make Young Living part of your routine. Next, I have no shame for this. Set an alarm on your phone. If you've got something you're working on and you just keep forgetting to do it, just set an alarm for your phone. I would not survive my life right now without my phone alarms. And we do not have to be embarrassed about that. So, you know, like for whatever time you're home most of the time during the day, set one that says fill diffuser. I will say one of the most convenient ways to get oils around your body during the day is to have a diffuser in your bedroom because then you can literally run it while you're sleeping. I'm all about making healthy choices while I'm asleep. To make that a little bit easier, store some of your oils, your diffuser, and some sort of water container, like maybe a mason jar with a lid. Store it on your bedside table. And speaking of having diffusers in your bedroom, that leads me right to my next thing, which this is a lesson that I kind of learned the hard way. Don't be a Scrooge. Don't be a Scrooge with your products. When I first started, I was like kind of obsessed with making sure I didn't have like more than one bottle of the same oil open at a time. And that was literally one of the worst things I could do because I wanted to see results, but it totally made it harder for me to use stuff. For example, I'd be like, well, let's only have one bottle of lavender open at a time. Well, you know what? And I only had one diffuser to start. And you know what inevitably happened? I would be laying in my bed at night and I'd be like, the diffuser's downstairs. The lavender's in the girls' room. And you know what happened? I didn't use it because I didn't want to get out of bed. And I sure wasn't going to go in and wake my kids up to get oils out of their room. So it is massively easier to use your stuff if you just have multiple bottles where you need it. So for example, we have a bottle of Dai in our kitchen next to the cabinet that has our capsules in it. I got a bottle of Thieves in the kitchen, in my bedroom, in my kids' bedroom. I've got lavender in my bedroom and the kids' bedroom, the stuff that we use at night. You know, this way I'm not constantly forgetting it in other rooms. You know, the stuff I like to diffuse during the middle of the day right here in my dining room. Investing in multiples of both oils and diffusers for the sake of your convenience and for the goal of experiencing the benefits and the results you came for is totally worth it. For some of us who spend a lot of time in our car, whether maybe you travel for your job or you just chauffeur your children everywhere, I love having a car diffuser. You can, if you have kids that are motion sick or you're motion sick, you can diffuse stuff like peppermint. That totally helps. If you have kids like mine who argue on the way home from school every day, you can diffuse some peace and calming. Whatever you need. But if you're in your car a lot, I recommend a car diffuser. Young Living just came out with one. There's also, that is the one diffuser I've found on Amazon that I actually think works well enough, is there's a car diffuser on Amazon. But I used to recommend that one when Young Living didn't have theirs, and they just came out with one this holiday. So I'm excited for that. But diffuse in your car. A few more quick, like time-saving tips. Having labels on the top of your items can be really helpful for storing them upright. So for example, I have this oil bag toiletry case, and you can kind of see there's a bunch of stickers on the top. Now, if I didn't have stickers, I'd look in that and the top of everything would be white. And I'd be like, well, where the heck is my tangerine? I can't tell, right? But this way, oh, there's tangerine because there's a sticker on the top. I buy lid labels from Young Living. They're so helpful. I have a box that I like pull down off a shelf with some of our supplements that we use only when we need them, not the ones we use every day. But I have little stickers on the top that says like inner defense. So then I can see it from the top. It's just easier. It's just easier to use stuff. And then when I open up a new bottle, I throw away the new lid and put the labeled lid on top of that one. It's easy. Another tip, and I said this earlier, have lots of rollers on hand. Like I told you guys, I literally have, especially thieves, I have rollers like in every room of the house. Because if I know I've got one at my bedside table, I can roll it on my feet before bed. If I've got one in the car and I've got a sore throat, I can just do one of these as I'm driving. Do you guys think of everything you need to do while you're driving like me, or is it just me? Tell me in the chat. Tell me I'm not alone there. I always think of what I need to do when I'm away from home. But it is a lot easier to support our immune systems by getting stuff in, on, and around us when it's with us. So that is one of the reasons I love rollers. Rollers is also a money-saving tip. If convenience is your highest priority, there are some rollers that you can buy directly from Young Living, and they're ready-made. But it is a lot more economical to make them yourself either of these ways. And as we saw, it does not take a ton of effort or skill to make a roller. The most important thing is just hold it so you don't tip it over. Okay, so now we are to the part that everyone is waiting for. How do I save money? How do you incorporate Young Living into your life and save money at the same time? So there are a couple of things that just straight up buying it from Young Living instead of somewhere else helps you save a ton of money. One of those is our Thieves Cleaner. That is like the most economical cleaner I have ever used in my life. Another thing is if you have certain health challenges, switching to an oily solution may save you a ton of money. One of those for me is my spring pollen allergies. So I used to spend literally hundreds of dollars on doctor's visits and prescription and over-the-counter meds for my allergy season. I get extremely itchy eyes from spring pollen. Well, a couple years ago, I learned you can use essential oils for that, specifically lemon, lavender, peppermint, and copaiba. And you can use them in rollers, but they're very effective when you use them in capsules like this. And those oils are way cheaper than the eye drops that I used to buy. The eye drop I used to buy was like $200 for a bottle smaller than my thumb. It was totally ridiculous. The other awesome thing about oils is when you store them with the lid on tightly and you store them upright so they can't leak, they never expire. That is another thing that is only specific to Young Living because cheap oils have lots of other stuff mixed in them and they can go rancid. But Young Living oils can last for years and not go rancid, which is a huge cost savings when it comes to stuff like seasonal allergies. Because I used to buy all my stuff, use half as compared to your medication and over-the-counter stuff. Another way that you can save money when it comes to oils is that if it's up your alley, there are a lot of do-it-yourself or DIY ideas out there. Now, there are recipes all under the sun for making your own toiletries, household items, holiday gifts, things like that. There are a few of those I like to do. Now, I dilute my laundry soap in half. I use Thieves Cleaner. I dilute my dish soap in 3. I make my own bath salts. But I also personally take into account how much time things take. You're not going to find me mixing my own chapstick or deodorant. I'm happy to DIY, as my friend likes to say. I'm happy to DIY those from Young Living. But that's my personal opinion. But if do-it-yourself, that crafty, hands-on, coupon lady type stuff is your jam, there are hundreds of ideas in our Facebook groups, on the Young Living blog, and on Pinterest. So we have just 2 more things to talk about, and they are also related to, this is a way that you can either keep or put more cash into your pocket when you're using Young Living. So the first is to utilize our loyalty rewards program by ordering on subscription. Young Living subscription program does not cost you anything extra. It has no fees. It also has no cancellation fees if you choose to opt out of it. It is I'm like a line-by-line reader on forums. My poor realtor, we've been trying to buy a house, and I was like, yeah, I'll sign that in 30 minutes after I've read every line. But the Young Living Rewards program is extremely generous and extremely convenient. It is similar to, when you just rack up points and earn them for free things like at Starbucks or Chick-fil-A or Chipotle or whatever, or discounts on your gas or your groceries. It's very similar to that, but it's way better because it's significantly more generous. When you are making your orders on the Young Living website, on the product page, you'll see the options you can add to cart or you can add to subscription. When you choose add to subscription, you are always getting way more benefits. If you place a monthly subscription of at least 50 PV, which is about $50, then it's considered a loyalty rewards subscription. The 50 PV is what pushes it from like just a subscription to the loyalty rewards. And you can earn rewards points back on that, anywhere from 10% of your purchase all the way up to 25% back, depending on how many months subsequently you've been doing that. And when your order is 100 PV or more, then it ships for free. So to maximize the biggest bang for my buck, you will always find me ordering at least 100 PV on subscription, which means I'm getting free shipping. And I've been on this program for multiple years, so I'm getting $25 at least back basically in store credit. That is ridiculously generous. If you're comparing it to anything else, like, the Target Red Card, like somewhere else that you'd buy your household or toiletry stuff, I'm pretty sure they max out at 5% back. So 25% compared to that is like not even a comparison. Another thing I do every month is I check out the free gifts with purchase. Every month, the first of the month, the gift with purchase for that month changes. And that information is always available on the Young Living website or in our Facebook group or via my emails. I love my subscription because I am completely in control of it. It saves me time because I don't have to drive to multiple stores for our health and personal care needs. I used to like get my dish soap over here and my deodorant over there and my cough drops over here, and I don't have to do that anymore. So all that time is saved, not to mention the gas money. And I get rewards points back, and I don't have to Google ingredients constantly to see if they're healthy or if they're scamming me. Every month, I log into my shopping account. I select the products that I want to get that month. I've found it simplest to add them to my subscription and then click Process Now. Personally, I change what we get every month based on what our household needs are. If you forget to change your subscription from month to month, you will simply receive whatever is on it from the last month on your selected auto process date. But you get to pick which day of the month it would process. Personally, I have my date set for the end of the month, and then I just process now at the beginning of the month. And that way I make sure nothing goes out of stock between when I set it up and I order it, because I set it up and then I order it right then. That seems to be the most convenient for me. You get one subscription order a month, so plan it out. So that means it is much more economical and beneficial to you to make one larger subscription order versus like multiple smaller orders. You can certainly place as many orders as you want. You just don't get points back on those other things. One of my time-saving tricks when it comes to subscription shopping is I keep a running list on my phone, so that, if I'm in the bathroom and I'm like, oh, we're almost out of dental floss, I can add it to the list. And then whenever the next time is I'm sitting down to do my subscription, I'm like, oh, what did I need again? Oh, yeah, I needed dental floss. There's also a favorites feature that just got released pretty recently on the website, so you can try using that too. If you are new to utilizing subscription and you want to be walked through the details, and I think I have a post that's going to say this specifically, go to the Young Living website, sign in, hover over the tab where it says Learn, and then click Loyalty Rewards. Our Learn section on the website in general is very well laid out and is very helpful when learning how to navigate the website. So let's go to Learn and then go to Loyalty Rewards. So it's important for me to point out that shopping at Young Living does not have to be an extra or a luxury in our budget. That's a misconception that a lot of people have. I'm not just buying oils. Like, I do buy oils. that we go through. But most of the time on my subscription, I'm buying lip balm, hand sanitizer, dental floss, Ningxia Red, dish soap, lotion. I'm buying whatever our family needs that month that I would have otherwise gotten less healthy versions of at Target or Meijer. So when our family started shopping with Young Living, I just moved money over from our grocery budget to a Young Living budget. And most, like I said, because most of those things I was already buying. So that was not really an extra purchase. It was just a different category in the budget. But here's another thing to keep in mind as you're, thinking about your budget and thinking about what kind of things you need from Young Living. All of us are either putting money towards healthcare or sick care. Remember I talked a while back that we can use oils proactively or reactively? Well, when we look at our health, we can be proactive or reactive based on the food we eat, the way we're taking care of ourselves. And I think never has that been more evident than the last couple years. But before our family got started with Young Living, we were spending money. Like, we didn't have a health category in our budget, but we were spending money and just always ended up coming out of our random category. Because, if we got sick and had to go get a strep test, or I had to call off work because I had to stay home with one of the kids because they were sick, or my allergy treatments or my over-the-counter meds, we were spending money on stuff. And so we decided that it was a necessity for our family to make part of our budget devoted to wellness and staying well. We decided we would rather spend money now proactively than spend money reactively later. One of the things that happened for our family around, and this isn't in my script, but I just thought I would want to share it with you guys. One of the things that happened with our family around when we started getting started with oils was that my husband's grandmother was really declining in a battle of Alzheimer's. And there's a lot of evidence that goes to show some of the products you're exposed to can damage your brain and can contribute to that. And I thought, I don't want to wait till we're 60, 70, or 80 and not recognize my husband. What can we do now to promote our health to lower the chances of those type of things happening to us later? And that takes an investment. It takes an investment of energy and money, but my loved ones are worth it. We can never buy a new body for ourselves or somebody in our family. We can only steward the one that we have now well. And we found that now we are spending so much less money on sick care than we ever used to. We feel so much better. And that is something that is honestly hard to put a price on. How do you put a price on, how much is it worth it for me to sleep through the night? Or how much is it worth it for me to not be sick all the time? I don't know about you, but it was worth a lot to me. And we found that when we're using our Young Living products daily, we feel so much better that it is literally undeniable. So the first way to save money, get more money in your pocket, is by ordering on subscription. The second one is to consider sharing your referral link with other people. Tell them, be open about the transformation that you are experiencing and the products you're trying, and help them to do the same if they want to. Young Living is a network marketing company, and so that basically means that instead of paying a bunch of money for an advertising budget and pop-up web ads all over the place in newspapers, people to know they didn't have to live that way. It's also true that I wanted my products to be paid for, and I wanted to be able to freely order what we needed for our home and our body without stressing about it. Young Living has totally enabled me to do that, and it's been an amazing blessing. And I currently am in a point, growing. I'm so grateful that I get to do something that is rewarding. I get to help other people feel better. It's flexible enough that I can stay home with my babies and do it on my own time. And I can earn a really generous income at the same time. So whether, you just want to share with your mom because she wants to get started and you might as well get the credit, or you want to get your monthly order paid for, or you want to make a part or a full-time career out of it, we have resources to help you, and I am more than happy to help you. Everyone that has their own Young Living account has their own referral link that they can share with friends when you're logged in. I think it's hover over your personal information, and there's a link that says Share YL. But if you would like to get paid for those referrals, All you have to do is upgrade your account to a brand partner account. It is a one-time fee of, I think, $29, and that's it. And you can get paid on your referrals for the rest of your life. So if that's something that you want more information with, ask the person that you are closest to in Young Living or ask me. But closing, I'm so glad you guys are here. I hope you are coming away from this time together with some new ideas on how to implement your products into your life, how to get the most out of your investment with your time and money. And if there is one thing, this is like the one thing to remember from tonight, use your products. Use them. There is a family doctor in our organization, and her name is Dr. Edie Wadsworth. She said something a couple years ago that totally like changed the way I thought about this stuff. She said, just like you're trying to eat healthfully, you know, you're trying to get multiple servings multiple times a day of fruits and vegetables. She said, try to get multiple servings multiple times a day of your oils and your wellness products. And that's kind of where I came up with this in, on, and around your body. So if you're just getting started, if you have a piece of paper near you, or you can write it on your phone, this is your homework. Write down how this week you're going to get a serving of your products in, on, and around your body every day. So an example for me, my in is going to be my Ningxia Red or my Thieves Tea. For some people, maybe it's putting a vitality oil in their water or putting Dry in a capsule, whatever it is for you. So think about what's going to be my in. And then what's going to be my on? For us, I told you guys this 100 times, Thieves Roller for sure, all the time. Plenty of other oils we use as a roller for support, whether it's headaches or emotions or perfume, things like that. But Thieves is our non-negotiable. And then our daily around is filling my diffuser every morning and filling my diffuser every night. So pick at least one of each of those three to work on for this next week. And like I said, the next class I'm going to be working on is how to identify toxic products in your toxic ingredients, in your products, how to switch your products conveniently and economically to safer options. So stay tuned for that in January. That is all I've got. I'm going to end our recording and do Q&A time. I'm happy to sit here as long as you guys have any questions you want to share. I am so pumped and proud that you guys spent the time to be here and invest in yourself and invest in feeling good right before the holidays. If you're listening and you haven't yet ever placed your first Young Living order, reach out to me. We'll set up a time tomorrow of this week to get you started. And like I said, when we're all done, there are links to some of the things I talked about that are going to pop up in the discussion of the Facebook event. So I am going to stop this recording, and if you have questions, feel free to unmute yourself or type in the chat or whatever you would like to do.